Hi, I'm Yvonne. This vlog is made for Module 3 of Teach Now program, which is about technology-enhanced instruction. I reviewed the ISTE standards for both educators and students, and then I interviewed 3 teachers from my own school with 7 questions I made about the use of technologies in their teaching. These 3 teachers, they teach different subjects to different age groups, so I thought their experiences with technologies are unlike, so they might have their own original points of view. My first and very basic question is, what technologies are you using in your class? Basically, computers, projectors, PowerPoint presentations, and even YouTube videos are commonly used. The ESL teacher, he answered that he is using Reading A to Z as a great reading resource because it tracks every student's reading level and it's a very helpful reading skill assessment platform. The music teacher, she's using many music apps, which are significantly helpful to her teaching. So as I see, subject teachers are integrating technologies in teaching with specialized resources or tools. There is another practical question is how they use technologies to differentiate teaching. Each one of these 3 teachers, they could tell me 1 or 2 ways how they did it. But all of them, they admit that there must be more technologies out there to be explored. The difficulty is how they can get access to these up-to-date technologies, which leads right to my 4th question. So if there is no specific training or sharing platform for this, we could only randomly search online when we need something for class, which is inefficient and not goal-oriented. And then talking about the biggest fear or concerns the teachers have when using technologies. Overall, the internet connection in our school is inconsistent. So it's very frustrating whenever we plan to use technologies in class, we need to have a backup plan, always. Then to be specific, for the earlier years teachers, whether the technology is too complicated for the kids to understand, or would they easily get distracted by the appearance of the technology rather than content, are the big concern. And then for the older students, how can we ensure their safe browsing of the internet, and how can we prevent them from overuse of the internet? Also are big problems. This is also precisely asked in my 6th question. Then we all agree that blocks and safe search settings should be placed on internet browsers. Time limits should be established by teachers, parents, and together with the students, because mutual understanding is the foundation of a very good teacher-student relationship, and it's also the foundation of good parenting. My last question is revealing. Do you use any technological tools to evaluate your teaching and make reflections? Not just for these 3 interviewees, but also for myself. We do use technological tools to evaluate our students' performances and their academic achievements, like ClassDojo, Reading A to Z, but we never thought of using it to evaluate our own teaching. So we are open to find appropriate tools in order to make the evaluation and the reflection more visual and more rigorous. So here, next, this is a teaching plan the ESL teacher shared with me. This is a co-teaching. This is a co-teaching lesson. They use 3 study stations for differentiated instruction. In one of the stations, the students, they use vocabulary study apps on iPad to match verbs together with the vocabulary words. In another station, which is a student-led station, the captains, they assign their teammates roles and they need to put the long vowel words into the correct list on the smartboard by dragging the words or just by handwriting. Also, there is another parachute activity in which the co-teacher assists with providing hints to help guide sentences from the smart board. Overall, this is a well-designed lesson plan, and I'm sure the co-teachers, they must have dedicated a lot of planning time to collaborate with each other so that they can create these authentic learning experiences that leverage technologies, which just meet up with the ISTE standard as a collaborator. And also in the student-led station, the independent learning are fostered that also meet up with the standard as a designer. So the students from this class are quite young. Their use of technologies are limited to very basic functions, but they are getting all the possible opportunities to participate. In my opinion, in order to create deeper learning experiences for younger kids, we should reduce the type amounts of technologies used in one lesson, and we should discover the right tool to cultivate the students' critical thinking and problem-solving skills, such as the visual games for language or math learning, and also the science stimulation, etc. In addition, at last, our cohort members, we discussed about items that can guide our own technology-enabled lesson plans. And here is the checklist of 5 questions we all agreed. I'm sure I will keep these 5 questions in mind whenever I integrate technologies into my own lesson plans in the future. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you for listening.